1998 Camaro convertible fuel pump trapdoor removal technique is the same as the other Camaros, with a few differences. One is you have low overhead, obviously, because you don't have the big hatch like most Camaros, but it's still just as doable. The first 3 cuts I made leaning in from the back, I just used a full-size grinder with a cutoff wheel. It was much easier just to use the weight of it to let it just glide back and forth until it dropped through. The metal's very thin back here. It's not as heavy as you might think. It's very easy. Each cut took about 30 seconds. The farther cut at the top, I did from the inside. And from inside the car, the cut's just as easy, just to hold it straight across here until it drops out. One thing I would have done had I had the time to do it over again was cut all the way back to this ridge bar, which is something that's not on regular Camaros. This is extra support for the convertible. And then I would have cut my piece of metal and put a brake coming up and then riveted that to this piece of metal and give myself some more clearance here. It's a bitch getting these tubes out when you cut it this short from the wall. But since I had popped all the tubes and loosened all the nuts, I had the gas fumes exposed and I didn't want to do any more cutting. So I had to pull these bars out and bend them actually to get them out. Something you don't want to do, because when you put them back in, then they don't line up with the 2 couplings over here. So the couplings are back in there, but you can get to them. The first one's easy, the second one's a little deeper. It is not easy to snap them back together with this method, with the panel not cut very far. You have to get a hold of the black tube and pull it towards you as you push the metal tubes coming off the fuel pump back into their place and clip them into place. So there's partial install with 4 rivets, and put a few more on each end and some on the sides. One other tip is when you're drilling, just remember there's a gas tank right underneath here. So when you drill, put something over the tip of your drill, a piece of copper pipe or rubber tube. I just found this spring. I figure it'll work just fine. For a depth gauge, you just want to go through the 2 sheets of metal, not your gas tank.